the Indiana Fever beat the Dallas Wings 102-83. This was a highly anticipated game because it was going to be the first time that Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers would be going up against one another in the WNBA.
For the past 5 years, basketball fans have witnessed one of the most iconic rivalries in modern history. Caitlin Clark versus Paige Bueckers. Two high school prodigies who chose different roads, Clark to Iowa and Bueckers to UConn. Clark dominated their college clashes, especially under the bright lights of the NCAA tournament. Critics like Gino Orima questioned whether Clark's game would translate to the WNBA. Last night, these two finally met as professionals when the Indiana Fever faced the Dallas Wings. But what followed was far more than a game. It was Clark making history once again, doing something only she has ever done twice before. If you're ready to hear about the record shattered that night, comment CC Record Breaker. Picture it now, two teenage phenoms captivating the nation, destined to collide for years. Clark and Bueckers first battled in high school, both elite recruits with completely different styles. Clark brought firepower, deep shooting, and unmatched court vision. Bueckers countered with silky precision, poise, and mid-range mastery rivaling Clark's brilliance.
Hey Caitlin, you've known Paige since middle school, AAU. You guys were on the U19 World Cup team together. Is there anything that maybe stood out then about her, whether it be on or off the court, that maybe still reigns true today?
I mean, I feel like she's played in the same manner that she, has since she was, whether we were on the U16 team together, U19 team together, whether it's me watching her in AAU, she's always just been smooth. She takes what the game gives her. Her midi has always been as nice as it's been this year. She's just she just plays way older than she is. She's confident, she's smooth, she just does everything at a high level, can score from all three levels. And that's how she's always played. And that's obviously translated really well.
Their college journeys took completely opposite turns. Bueckers committed to the legendary UConn program under Gino Orima, a dynasty with countless championships. Clark, on the other hand, chose Iowa, a program hungry to earn national respect. That decision sparked unforgettable NCAA tournament duels that came to define both players' legacies. Clark's Hawkeyes crushed Bueckers' UConn dreams during March Madness, as Clark delivered historic performances when it mattered most, including a 41-point showcase that sent the Huskies packing early. She bested Bueckers in 2 of their 3 head-to-head meetings, leaving no doubt about her dominance. Analysts and fans alike began taking sides, turning their competition into a near-mythical rivalry that transcended women's college basketball.
And a lot of people are saying, oh, everything is she was Caitlin before Caitlin, she's better than Caitlin and all this stuff. That kind of stopped in the media. Caitlin Clark put up better numbers in the WNBA than Paige did in college.
Gino Orima held firm critiques of Clark's style of play. He often questioned her shot selection and doubted if her game would succeed at the WNBA level compared to his star, Paige Bueckers. Orima believed Bueckers' fundamentals and efficiency would translate better in the pros. Clark's explosive scoring and Bueckers' composed precision embodied 2 completely different visions of basketball greatness. One built on flair and volume, the other on poise and technical perfection.
And Diana said it best, this kid's in for a rude awakening. And they all jumped over her, but they didn't read the whole thing that she said. But nobody's printing, Diana Taurasi was right. This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. And she's a rookie. And if you're a WNBA player, if you're any kind of player, you're going to say, I'm going to make a statement.
When both players declared for the WNBA draft, fans eagerly anticipated the moment they'd finally meet as professionals. The stage was set for their first pro showdown, with Clark holding a 2-1 edge from college, but now facing new doubts about her transition to the WNBA. The anticipation was enormous. ABC scheduled the game for national broadcast, fully aware it would attract massive attention. Clark's recent struggles with the Indiana Fever added even more pressure, making this matchup crucial to her reputation and the narrative surrounding her young WNBA career.
Talking to our player development coach yesterday, and he was just sent me a few things of even Steph going through a slump. I think he was 27 for his last 70 or something like that. The best in the world go through it, and I think that's where you can find your confidence. And I think the thing I always fall back on is I know how hard I've worked, so this isn't something that's going to last, and the best players in the world go through this. So I feel like I'm getting good shots, and I think that's why it's frustrating, because those are the shots that I make.
This is where the story took a dramatic turn. The Indiana Fever entered the showdown on shaky ground, stumbling through a rough stretch just before the highly anticipated clash. They had suffered back-to-back losses to teams they were expected to beat, the Los Angeles Sparks and the Golden State Valkyries, defeats that left fans frustrated and confused. These weren't powerhouse opponents, yet the Fever had fallen short, raising serious concerns about their consistency heading into the biggest matchup of the season.
I feel like this stretch, this is a big game for us. I think we've struggled in the fact that we're able to play one good game, and then we play a bad game, then we play a good game, then we play a bad game. So I think for us, it's like we got to find a way to be able to stack really good games together, and then we go on the road, and we're on a back-to-back, which is just a challenge in itself. No matter who you're playing, we play Connecticut, then we play New York. So I think Steph's message was, yes, All-Stars coming up, that break's coming up, but our focus is on these 3 games that we have left. So in that sense, I do think it's critical that our focus just remains on the game in front of us, and I feel like that's what everybody in the locker room is doing.
Behind the scenes, a philosophical battle was quietly intensifying between Caitlin Clark's fast-paced vision and coach Stephanie White's deliberate approach. Clark wanted to speed up the game, attacking in transition and generating fast break opportunities. White, however, favored a more methodical half-court system. This clash in basketball ideologies created noticeable friction within the organization. Clark thrived when pushing tempo, but White's system restricted that explosive rhythm. The defining moment came during their heated sideline exchange in the Atlanta Dream game, a confrontation that became a major turning point. Cameras captured every second of their intense discussion, and the visible tension revealed the depth of their growing conflict.
There is definitely something going on within the locker room, the front office. Something is off, man. This is the 3rd situation in one game we have had involving Caitlin Clark and the coaching staff and pretty much another player. And it looked like Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White definitely had a situation where they was in a heated exchange right before halftime.
Lineup instability made matters even worse. Clark was returning from injury and still searching for her rhythm. Damiris Dantas had just rejoined the roster after playing with her national team, further disrupting the team's chemistry. The Fever struggled to establish consistent rotations or offensive balance as players adjusted to shifting roles. Offensive breakdowns became painful to watch. Missed shots piled up, and turnovers destroyed promising possessions. The fast break magic that defined Clark's game disappeared completely. Clark herself admitted, "I think we've struggled in the sense that we play one good game, then a bad one, then good again, then bad again." Her shooting slump drew concern, though she remained confident. "I'm never going to stop shooting," she said, comparing her cold streaks to Stephen Curry's occasional off nights. The breaking point came when Indiana finally snapped their losing streak against Atlanta. They won the game, but the tension between Clark and White lingered. Their philosophical divide hadn't vanished, only paused.
It can be frustrating when your shot isn't going in the way that you want it to, but then I look at the box and it's like, I'm really 4 shots away from having a really good game, a really good shooting game. So that's where you find your confidence, and I know those are shots that I can make, and I'm never going to stop shooting. So, until I break out of it, I'm just going to keep launching, and that's all I know, and I'm still confident in everything that I can do.
The Dallas Wings matchup became the ultimate test. Would White finally embrace Clark's up-tempo system, or would the internal conflict continue to limit their potential? This silent tug-of-war set the perfect stage for the long-awaited showdown against Paige Bueckers, with Clark determined to prove that her style could thrive in the pros. Then, something remarkable happened. Stephanie White finally gave Clark the freedom she had been pleading for. Against Dallas, White made a bold decision. She handed Clark full control of the offense and allowed her to dictate the pace. This wasn't a minor tweak, it was a complete shift in philosophy. For the first time, White fully trusted Clark to run the game her way.
Lee Rue the other night had a season high 18 points. Here's Boston turning the corner. Dishing to Hull. Extra feed Clark. A deep 3. You bet! And he actually brought up stats from a shooting slump Steph Curry went through. She said that made her feel a lot better. That pass will as well. Right on the money to Mitchell.
Cunningham attacks the closeout.
Clark the rejection of Quinterly. Clark the flick ahead. Oh, beautifully done! Touchdown Fever!
Early in the contest, it wasn't immediately clear if the new strategy would work. Both teams were cautiously feeling each other out in the opening quarter. The Indiana Fever looked solid but not dominant, slowly finding their rhythm. Clark was involving her teammates, but the explosive energy fans had anticipated hadn't quite surfaced yet. The Dallas Wings kept pace with efficient execution, and as the first quarter ended, the matchup remained tightly contested, setting the stage for what would become a breathtaking second period.
Here's Clark, being hawked by Isaiah James. Clark, sidestepping three is good. Clark backing down Quinterly. 6 to shoot, baiting away and dropping it in. Beautiful. Here's Clark off the screen, through the lane, feeds Howard. Another assist for Clark. That's 13 as Howard is up to 18 points.
Then came the electrifying second quarter, the moment everything clicked. Clark shifted gears completely, pushing the pace with relentless aggression. She started threading full-court passes that fans called touchdown assists, finding teammates in stride for easy buckets. The Fever exploded for an astonishing 36 points in that quarter alone, outscoring Dallas by 21 points in just 10 minutes. It wasn't just dominant basketball, it was a dazzling display of rhythm, precision, and creativity. For that brief stretch, the game transcended competition and became pure basketball poetry.
And he actually brought up stats from a shooting slump Steph Curry went through. She said that made her feel a lot better. That pass will as well, right on the money to Mitchell. A tenacious start from Caitlin Clark. Here's Wale off on a three. Long rebound. Mitchell, you're not going to catch her. Kelsey Mitchell in for two. They elevate each other because of how hard they compete. Nice look. Aaliyah Boston with a gorgeous dime to Kelsey Mitchell.
Clark's teammates responded to her leadership in spectacular fashion. Kelsey Mitchell caught fire, scoring 20 points on 8 of 12 shooting while extending her double-digit scoring streak to 21 consecutive games. Mitchell was draining shots from every angle, feeding off Clark's fast-paced energy. Natasha Howard sprinted the floor like a gazelle, adding 18 points on an incredible 8 of 9 efficiency, relentlessly attacking the rim. Aaliyah Boston dominated inside, using her power to own the paint and finishing nearly every opportunity Clark created. The chemistry between Clark and Boston was flawless. Clark drew defenders with her quick drives, then dished perfectly timed passes for easy finishes. Their connection anchored the Fever's best defensive rhythm of the season.
Mitchell bounces, Boston, one more time. This time Mitchell delivering, and Boston up to 13 points. Indiana shooting 66%.
Here's what made this performance truly unforgettable. The Indiana Fever scored a franchise record 64 points in the first half, playing their most beautiful basketball of the season. This shattered their previous mark of 63 points set in 2016 against the New York Liberty. The 64-point explosion also stood as the highest scoring half by any WNBA team during the 2025 season. The Fever's 30 total assists tied another franchise record, 13 of them coming from Caitlin Clark herself. It proved that when given freedom, she could elevate everyone around her. Clark wasn't just scoring, she was orchestrating brilliance. The ball movement was fluid, every pass carried purpose, and every possession felt threatening. Sophie Cunningham provided the ideal spark off the bench, adding another offensive weapon that made the Fever unstoppable. Cunningham contributed 13 points, including a strong driving layup that pushed her past 1,500 career points. Her shooting and intensity gave the Fever a dynamic edge that Dallas simply couldn't counter.
Cunningham the rebound. Cunningham swiftly up the floor, finds Howard for two. Sophie Cunningham making a huge impact off the bench, and Dallas will take a timeout.
In this lineup, Natasha Howard is the quickest post player on
The second quarter's 36-point eruption tied for the third most points scored in a single period in franchise history. The Fever shot an astounding 76.2% from the field during that stretch, going on a dominant 33-9 run that lasted nearly 8 minutes. The Dallas Wings had no answers for Indiana's pace or relentless energy. The game quickly turned into a blowout as Dallas struggled to keep up with the Fever's speed and execution. The Wings appeared fatigued and disoriented, unable to match the tempo or defensive intensity. Clark's vision for high-speed basketball was working to perfection at the professional level. This wasn't just another victory. It was undeniable proof that Clark's philosophy could thrive and dominate in the WNBA. Stephanie White had finally unleashed the system Clark had been pushing for, and the results were nothing short of historic.
Good dub. 2 in a row. 2 more to All-Star. Let's go. Woo!
W. Oh, Fever does. You already know what's coming. Bow, bow, bow. On to the next.
Hell yeah! Can you use that one?
Let's go, baby. Give your jersey to Christmas. W. Now we gotta go get another one.
Then came the moment that will live in WNBA history. Clark didn't just win, she made history yet again. While controlling the game, she She was quietly compiling a stat line seen only once before in league history. She did everything, scoring when needed, facilitating flawlessly, and then, out of nowhere, dominating defensively. As the numbers built throughout the night, Clark recorded 14 points, showing remarkable efficiency without forcing shots. She dished out 13 assists, proving her ability to elevate everyone around her. And then the defense came alive. Clark began anticipating plays like a chess master, reading passing lanes as if she could see the Wings' moves before they happened. Her defensive awareness elevated the performance into something truly special.
Is in bounds. Clark backing down Quinterly. 6 to shoot, fading away, and dropping it in. Beautiful mid-range fadeaway from Caitlin Clark.
The defining moment arrived when Clark recorded her 5th steal of the game, completing a stat line of 14 points, 13 assists, and 5 steals. That made her the only player in WNBA history to record that specific combination twice in a career. No other player had ever achieved it even once more than her. Clark's defensive brilliance went far beyond those numbers. She also blocked a shot that instantly turned into a fast break assist to Sophie Cunningham. That single play embodied her total court awareness and ability to turn defense into offense. Clark was completely disrupting the Wings' rhythm with her anticipation and positioning. Every time Dallas tried to advance the ball, she was there, a step ahead, transforming defense into pure danger.
Cunningham attacked the closeout.
Clark, the rejection of Quinterly. Clark, the flick ahead. Oh, beautifully done. Touchdown Fever.
Sophie Cunningham runs the route and puts her hand up in the air, gives Caitlin Clark the target, barely over the fingertips of Hines Allen. Beautiful, beautiful pass, catch, in stride, finish. Beautiful basketball.
Paige Bueckers and the Dallas Wings had no answer for Clark's all-around dominance. The most telling stat was Eriko Gunbowl finishing 0-4-10 from the field with only 2 points, a shocking outcome for one of Dallas's top scorers. Clark's defensive pressure, combined with the Fever's collective effort, rendered her ineffective all night. The Wings' plan to play physical against Clark completely backfired. They resorted to grabbing her off the ball and avoiding switches, but Clark turned their aggression into opportunity, exploiting gaps to find open teammates or attack the rim herself. Every attempt to slow her down ended in failure. The final score, 102-83, said it all. Clark silenced every critic who questioned her WNBA readiness. This wasn't just an impressive game, it was a defining performance that proved she belonged among the league's elite. Clark wasn't adapting to the WNBA, she was redefining what was possible within it. The rivalry with Bueckers had entered a new era, and Clark had written its first professional chapter with dominance.
I feel like this was one of their best games as far as playing Fever basketball, which is a fast-paced style of basketball. They played Fever basketball for, I would say, about 75 to 80% of the game. And we have obviously seen this style of basketball, the style of basketball that we all know and love from the Indiana Fever, but we have only really seen it in short spurts. There have been so many games and so many times throughout this season where it feels like the Fever system is a slow-down basketball type of system. Their offense wasn't running smoothly, but in this game, they were playing quick. They were moving the ball around. They had so many points off of the fast break.
The prophecy is complete. Caitlin Clark has proven she belongs among the WNBA's elite while making history only she can claim. This blowout victory over Paige Bueckers and the Dallas Wings revealed the Fever's true potential when Clark is allowed to lead her way. Franchise records fell. Individual milestones stacked up. Most importantly, team chemistry flourished the moment Stephanie White trusted Clark's vision. With the second half of the 2025 season approaching and this rivalry only beginning its professional story, basketball fans have every reason to be excited. The Fever now prepare for tough road matchups against Connecticut and New York, testing their newfound rhythm. If you're fired up about the Fever now that Clark is unleashed, comment CC Record Breaker. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss the next chapter. Click the video on screen, and we'll see you in the next one.